say I want to thank the members of Congress and the members of my administration who are here, including our friends who are doing outstanding work every day. John Barry, Nancy Silvey, Fred Hochberg. Now each June, since I took office, we've gathered to pay tribute to the generations of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender Americans who devoted their lives to our most basic ideals. Equality not just for some, but for all. Together we marked major milestones like the 40th anniversary of the Stonewall riots. A group of brave citizens held their ground against brutal discrimination. Together we've honored courageous pioneers who decades ago came out and spoke out, who challenged unjust laws and destructive prejudices. Together we've stood resolute, unwavering in our commitment to advance this movement and to build a more perfect union. Now, I've said before that I would never counsel patience, that it wasn't right to tell you to be patient any more than it was right for others to tell women to be patient a century ago, or African Americans to be patient a half-century ago. After decades of inaction and indifference, you have every reason and right to push loudly and forcibly for equality. But 3 years ago, I also promised you this. I said that even if it took more time than we would like, we would see progress, we would see success, we would see real and lasting change. And together, that's what we're witnessing. For every person who lost a loved one at the hand of hate, we ended a decade of delay and finally made the Matthew Shepard Act the land of life. Every person with HIV who was treated like an outcast. We lived in the HIV entry ban. Because of that important step, next month, for the first time in more than 2 decades, the International AIDS Conference will be held right here in the United States. For every American diagnosed with HIV who couldn't get access to treatment, we put forward a national HIV/AIDS strategy, because who you are should never affect whether you get life-extending care. Marjorie Hill, PMHC has saved so many lives, and this year they are celebrating their 30th anniversary, so I want to give them. For every partner or spouse denied the chance to comfort a loved one in the hospital, to be by their side at their greatest hour of need, we said enough. Hospitals that accept Medicare or Medicaid, and that is most of them, now have to treat LGBT patients just like any other patient. For every American denied insurance just for being lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender, we passed health insurance reform, which will ban that kind of benefits for same-sex partners of federal employees, prohibited discrimination on the basis of gender identity for workers in the federal government, to end the so-called Defensive Marriage Act, and as we wait for that law to be cast aside, we've stopped defending its constitutionality. Promote and protect the rights of LGBT communities all over the world, because as Secretary Clinton said back in December, gay rights are human rights. And, of course, last year we finally put an tuning in to Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Ever again hide who they love in order to serve the country they love. And I know we got some military members who are here today. We thank you for your service. We thank your families for their service. And we share your joy in being able to come with your spouses or partners here to the White House when you're here. We have more to do. Americans may feel more comfortable bringing their partners to the office barbecue, but we're still waiting for a fully inclusive Employment Non-Discrimination Act. Yeah! So that no American is ever fired simply for being gay or transgender. Americans may be able to serve openly in the military, but many are still growing up alone and afraid, picked on, and pushed around to stay different. And that's why my administration has worked to raise awareness about bullying. And I know I just had a chance to see Lee Hirsch, the director of Bully, who's here, and we thank him for his work on this issue. I want to acknowledge all the young leaders here today who are making such a big difference in their classrooms and in their communities. And Americans may be still evolving when it comes to marriage equality, but as I've indicated personally, Michelle and I have made up our minds on this issue. But we will get there. We'll get there because of all of you. We'll get there because of all the ordinary Americans who every day show extraordinary courage. We'll get there because of every man and woman, and activist and ally who's moving us forward by the force of their moral arguments, but more importantly, by the force of their example. And as long as I have the privilege of being your president, I promise you, you won't just have a friend in the White House, you will have a fellow advocate. Thank you. You can dream big dreams and dream as openly as you want. Thank you. God bless you.